Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Soccer Challenges. Today, we are diving into one of the greatest stories in sports history, football, a game that started centuries ago and grew into the most popular sport on Earth. From ancient fields to massive stadiums filled with roaring fans, this is the journey of how football became a global passion. Football was not invented by one single person. Instead, it slowly developed over thousands of years through different cultures and civilizations. The earliest known form of football can be traced back to ancient China, around 2,000 years ago. A game called Cuju was played by soldiers, where they kicked a leather ball into a small net. This is considered one of the first versions of football in history. Similar ball games also existed in ancient Greece and Rome, where people played with a ball using their feet for fun and training. But these games had no fixed rules like modern football. In the Middle Ages, different forms of football were played in Europe, especially in England. Villages would play large, chaotic matches with hundreds of players and almost no rules. The modern version of football was finally shaped in England in the 19th century, when schools and clubs created proper rules for the game. So football was not discovered at one moment. It evolved over time, becoming the global sport we know today.
When we talk about football, one question always comes up. Who actually invented football, and where did it begin? The truth is, football was not invented by one single person. Instead, it slowly developed over hundreds of years across different cultures and countries. But the modern version of football, the game we know today, was officially shaped in England. In the year 1863, a historic moment changed everything. In London, at the Freemasons Tavern, representatives from schools and clubs came together. They formed the Football Association, and for the first time, they created a standardized set of rules for football. Before this, different schools played the game in different ways, some similar to rugby and others completely different. But after 1863, football became an organized sport with clear rules, structure, and identity. That is why England is known as the birthplace of modern football. So while football evolved over time, its official beginning as a modern sport happened in England in 1863.
After the official rules of football were created in England in 1863, the game began to spread rapidly across the world. At first, British sailors, traders, and workers carried the game to different countries in Europe, South America, Africa, and Asia. But football didn't become popular just because it was introduced. It became popular because it was simple. You only need a ball and space to play, which made it accessible to everyone. In countries like Brazil and Argentina, football quickly became part of everyday life. Streets, schools, and local fields turned into training grounds for future legends. Meanwhile, international competitions also helped the game grow. In 1904, FIFA was formed to organize global football. Then came a turning point in 1930.
When we look at Asia, we find billions of people who love football. But in some countries, it is not the number one sport. One major reason is competition from other sports. In countries like India, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka, cricket dominates the sports culture. In Japan and South Korea, baseball and basketball also have a strong following. Another reason is historical development. Football spread later in some Asian regions compared to Europe and South America, where it became deeply rooted much earlier. Infrastructure also plays a big role. In many developing areas, there are fewer professional football academies, stadiums, and training facilities compared to football powerhouses. Media influence is another key factor. European leagues are widely watched in Asia, but local leagues often do not get the same attention or investment. However, football is still growing rapidly across Asia. Countries like Japan, South Korea, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar have invested heavily in football development.
International tournaments, World Cup participation, and global stars have also helped increase football's popularity in the region. So, while football may not be the number one sport everywhere in Asia, it is one of the fastest growing sports on the continent. From ancient beginnings to modern stadiums filled with millions of fans, football has traveled an incredible journey. What started as a simple game has now become the world's most loved sport, uniting people across every country, culture, and generation. This is why football is not just a sport, it's a global passion. Thank you for watching Soccer Challenges. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more football stories.